Welcome back, everybody. It's time for WePlay Dota 2 playoffs action. It's going to be Liquid versus Alliance in our opening match of the playoffs. 4 teams have made it: Liquid, Alliance, Na'Vi, and Empire. All 4 guaranteed prize money, part of the $25,000. And, well, we're going to get right into it. Our first one is going to be Alliance versus Liquid. Our next playoff match, Na'Vi versus Empire tomorrow. And, well, $25,000 up to stake.
Pretty awesome games coming up. 4 of the best teams in the West remaining here.
Yeah.
We saw Empire actually advance ahead of Alliance in that first group, and even Speed Gaming getting knocked out. So we'll have to see, guys. Games are going to be exciting. This is a double elimination format, so the loser of this match will play Na'Vi versus Empire's loser. That match to be played tomorrow at 17 CST. It is a best of 3. And then whichever match Liquid ends up in, being the winner bracket finals or the loser bracket finals, will be played tomorrow at 20 CEST, because they are going to Korea the next day. So the administrators want to get through as many of those matches as possible. But with that being said, Liquid just came off of a rough loss to Speed Gaming in the Dota 2 Champions League. Went to a Game 3. Looked like they were going to win. They did not. And now they do have to use a stand-in. Way Too Sexy had to go, so they're replacing him with PPD. I believe he's been playing in the MLG qualifiers for one of those teams at some point.
He was on the Dignitas roster for a small amount of time until he got replaced with Beaters, and now he's back on Stay Free.
He actually made a blog about that whole experience, so you can check that out at NA Dota.
Okay.
But yeah, here we go. It's a new age, and once again, Lich is the king of this patch so far, getting banned out consistently. We've seen a lot of heroes getting banned, but Lich is the one that seems like almost every game either banned or immediately picked. So Liquid actually ban out Viper, which I have not seen Alliance run, but I'm guessing that they've either seen it in scrims from Alliance or they've actually used it in official matches.
Yeah, I guess worried about the new Viper being a lot stronger than it used to be. As for Alliance, picking up 2 heroes, which are pretty much 6.78 heroes. They get the Naga Siren as well as the Nature's Prophet, so they get Bulldog and most likely EGM's hero with their first.
Prophet's been like a hero of every patch for the past.
Yeah.
He's been a hero of almost every patch since the game came out, actually, for Dota 2.
When he first came, when Dota 2 first came out, he was like a must-pick, must-ban hero. Who was like he was first-pick material. I mean, I guess he is.
It was
now.
a small hero pool. A lot of things have changed. But
when the hero pool increased, there was maybe like I'd say 6-month period where he wasn't picked that much.
Yeah, he still saw some play though. He never like completely fell off. He was just a less popular hero at that time.
Well, he's back even post nerf with the treants giving a bit more golden experience, but the hero really does a lot of what he used to do. So. The question is whether some of these other buffed heroes are going to really start coming more into play. That's where Liquid, they go for the Luna, which has really had a lot of success as of late in the WPCA Dota 2 League and even in the Western tournaments as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited for this match. Liquid versus Alliance, 2 of the West's best. Liquid had been on an undefeated streak with their new roster coming into this match. They actually broke even with the Alliance in their group stage match. These 2 teams did face before in WePlay. That was in 6.78. The game that Liquid won was Bulba going mid on Elder Titan. Teams had not really quite figured out how to play the hero, how strong he was, and he was one of the first players doing a competitive game go for that natural order Spirit Max build. Went mid, and they just face rolled. They actually went Dusa Naga that game, but I'm not sure if we're going to see the Dusa. The Elder Titan is banned out, so it's definitely a different draft, but Liquid, they've already shown they can at least take a game off Alliance. The big question is, especially with the stand-in, can they take this entire series?
Yeah, it's got to be really tough. Them having a stand-in for a support player is not the worst thing in the world, because as long as you're like Fluff's going to be playing the other support, he's going to be leading the 2 around. So there is going to be some factor that
follow me.
Yeah, it's going to be either follow me or go do this, and it should work okay-ish. It's better than having like your solo mid go missing, because he's one of the players who has to make their own independent decisions. But regardless, playing with a stand-in never fun, and we'll see. Most likely, it's going to affect Liquid in some way here.
Yeah, remember, they've used stand-ins to great success in the past. They once had MSS stand-in before he really became known. I think he was even playing for Fnatic NA or had recently left that team at the time, but he made a big impression for this Liquid team. So can they do it again? We will find out. But I did have a chance to watch that last game versus Speed, and I got to say, if Batrider gets lucky as a solo mid, he is just ridiculous. Because with the new jungle, you get a medium camp and a large camp right near the mid lane. And if the medium camp is not spawning golems, you can just farm like huge stacks and do it while pushing out the lanes, getting the runes as well. So Bulba really showed off some great efficiency in that game. Had like a 9-minute blink dagger and was very active getting the runes and ganking early on. So can he have the same efficiency? Well, part of it will come down to luck here, but we'll see.
Yeah, so Batrider seems still viable in the middle lane. I guess something also to take in consideration for Alliance is there's more heroes that can match up against him now that he has the much lower base damage. So imagine we look at Liquid, maybe sending PPD to say, hey, look, stack these camps, and also don't stack golems. That's his instructions.
If you get golems, you're a bad support player. That's pretty much
you
how
stack
it goes.
these 2 camps and no golems for Bulba.
So one thing that I do find interesting here is actually Visage got banned in the second stage. Surprised that nobody wanted to pick him up. We've seen Shadow Demon, Crystalbane, and Naga, 3 supports that have all been, especially the Naga has been popular, but to see a Visage ignored through those first 6 picks is a bit surprising.
Yeah.
Or those first 4 picks, I guess, as it does get banned in the second stage.
Yeah, I think teams decided it's a little bit weaker than it used to be. It's still very, very viable, as we've seen from a number of teams who still first ban it, who pick it up in the first stage, but some teams will. I mean, we're not really seeing new heroes prioritized over. We're seeing the same old Batrider, Prophet, Naga, Siren just picked up, and I guess Liquid could have got it with their second pick, but they really wanted that Luna, and they go back for a Tidehunter. In fact,
big 5-man Dota from Liquid here.
Yeah.
In the mid game, that's what it looks like. And I guess the big question is, Guns, is this going to be a support Tide? Is it a solo mid Tide for Bulba, and then maybe your Batrider actually goes into the off lane? Or into the jungle. We'll have to see. I mean, potentially you can farm faster with that in the jungle, especially on Radiant. You still have the 3 camps that you can stack and look to farm with some support help, but it can also go poorly if you end up getting Golem, so it's not as safe to jungle a bat nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they plan using this as. I've seen this hero picked up by IG recently. They ran it as a support, but as far as Liquid go, I have not seen them run this. I guess if they want to, they won't really want to be sending it mid unless they know it's going to be some melee versus melee matchup, which the Tide can win. But it's also a hero that can play in the offlane, so pretty versatile, the Tidehunter.
Yeah, as far as playstyle from these teams, I am curious to see if there's any adaptation, because in Liquid Series versus Speed, we saw a lot of early roaming from Fluff and stuff, as well as Way Too Sexy. And actually, they had an interesting tactic at the tier, if you're on the Radiant side in the offlane, actually it works the same in the Dire now, because the wave is so much closer to the offlane tower, you can actually like backstab their safe lane carry if he comes to the wave right away, and he doesn't get off a really good block. So you know, like that old like Juggernaut Crystal Maiden hide in the secret shop in your safe lane and then backstab the enemy off lane. They did that with 3 heroes. So and then a lot of early smoke ganks. So we'll have to see if Liquid go for that. Alliance is very well known for maybe they'll go for a gank hero there and use their supports to pressure lanes, but generally they're just very efficient at farming. So are they going to adapt their style? I think that's a big question moving into this version.
It's a really cool thing you can do, and that's something that Liquid used to love to. When they have like a Darkseer in the offlane, and they'd smoke up their 2 supports behind the Darkseer at level 1.
And it's an offlane Darkseer,
and bait the Darkseer. Yeah,
surprise.
Teams would go like zone out the Darkseer and think, "Hey, this Darkseer's playing way too far up in the lane. He's going to die." And then there's Fluff and IX Mike showing up to get first blood for Liquid. So
wow, we all missed the stash, but here we are. It's a new Liquid.
Yep, new Liquid, and so far so good for the new roster. It seems that Quickviz fitting in well, as is Way Too, and Liquid's had some good results. I'd say maybe at this point, I'd say they're most likely probably the strongest North American team at the moment.
Yeah, EG's had some good performances, but also some very dubious ones. And outside of that, Dignitas has been hit or miss. Alliance go for an Invoker. This hero's gotten some buffs as of late, has he not? He gets 2 spells with his first point Invoke at level 4. And, well, this makes Invoker potentially a lot stronger. There's also a big buff to EMP for your mid to late game Invoker. EMP now not only burns the enemy mana, but also steals it back to yourself. So 2 big changes for Invoker. And it seems like he is a viable mid, at least situationally, although his damage is a bit low if you go for that Quasi Exort build. You're okay, and he might well be laning against the Batrider, who now has pretty awful damage in his own right. So
it's probably what he's thinking.
This could work out.
He's like, Batrider's got no damage, I've got no damage. It's all going to be a happy no damage mid lane. And haven't seen an S4 Invoker, I don't think, ever. I can't remember.
I can't think of it.
I can't think of S4 playing this hero at all. I mean, I guess obviously he didn't really rise to fame until after TI2, but well.
I'm sure he's capable. I guess the question is, how are they going to look to integrate it into their strategy?
Yeah.
Invoker's a pretty good global ganker with Sunstrike, but if you want to use him in a somewhat of a pushing like mid-game lineup or even split push, Forward Spirits are fantastic for that. Once you get to around level 9 or so.
Also a lot more farm dependent here. S4 is normally playing like the tempo controls. Invoker's like a true kind of 2 position in some ways. I guess you've got Bulldog Nature's Prophet as well, but this is a hero that needs a lot of farm. But they've got a CM and Naga Siren, both true supports, so there should be plenty of space and farm for the Invoker to get in this game.
I mean, I wouldn't say Midas is mandatory, but it's damn close on Invoker, especially if you want to go for Exort. But even Quas Wax, it still feels pretty weak in the laning stage. And we'll have to see if he goes for that. Maybe goes for more of like your tempo controller Invoker, or if he plays it the way most other teams do and goes for the early Midas, goes for Quas Exort, and angles for more of a mid to late game.
All right, well, there we have it. It's our opening game 1 of the WePlay Dota 2 playoff stage. 4 teams remain, and we're going to see Alliance playing over on the Dire side. S4 going to be handling that solo mid Invoker. EGM on the support Naga Siren. Aki on the Crystal Maiden. Loader on the carry Gyrocopter. And then finally, Bulldog on his trademark off-lane Nature's Prophet.
Well, on that note, we can introduce Team Liquid here. We'll start with Bulba. He's your solo mid. He played a pretty good Batrider last game. Didn't have enough in the tank to take down Speed, but Here we go. He's been pulled again. 2 individual tangos, and starting with a salve, rushing the bottle, I do imagine, as that Batrider mid. Koikfa, your off-lane bounty hunter. I expect a hero that's going to be one of the absolute top picks in the off-lane. We will see, though. It's been pretty successful thus far in the new version. TC, your carry Luna. PPD, standing in. I believe that's Peter Pandam is his full name, but PPD for short as your support Tide, and that puts Fluff and stuff on your support Shadow Demon.
Yep. So Liquid looking to start off with just a safe lane trialing. No dual lanes coming out, which some team have been testing, and they're going to look to guarantee their pull here. They've got Sentry Wards on PPD, so being on the Radiant side, it's a lot easier to go for a defensive trialing because your pull camps are just a lot easier to just channel through. You can get double, triple pulls very easily. For Alliance, well, they're probably going to go for a safe lane trialing of their own, but I maybe look towards them maybe going for some more early rotations and ganks, especially on Bulb in the mid lane with the CM Naga support duo.
Yeah, you can see Admiral Bulldog already spawned those treants right around 20 seconds, head straight to the lane, and if you get them there in time, should easily be able to block these camps, but he's going to be running them down the river, and, well, Liquid are ready for this. They have 3 heroes grouped up. They're going to check the rune, and they're about to see the treants, which are trying to wait for a good opportunity to sneak into the jungle. Here they come. But Fluff, he's already here. He'll spot them out. The question's going to be, can they kill them in time? Because these supports, not the most level dependent, but mainly your Tide, really do want to hit level 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah, they ignored the first treants coming through. They're going to try to zone out the second lot of treants here. PPD hasn't got Anchor Smash or anything, and the treants just going to go straight down the lane here. Actually, die to the tower here, which is just experience being given away. They're not being last hit. But either way, this is going to mess with the creep equilibrium for both the two teams.
Yeah, so if you're TC right now, what you want to do is just tank the creep wave, try and draw your wave back into it outside of tower range, which he should do pretty successfully. Yep, just out of tower range. And his range creep is going to die first. So, in fact, the lane's going to get pulled back here, if anything.
Yeah, this will work out just fine for Liquid in this trialing versus the Admiral Bulldog Nature's Prophet. He's actually going down river here, going to summon some more treants to try and block the 1 minute pull camp. So far, he's done a good job of blocking it, but I think his time in this offlane is now done. He may go straight into the jungle now because he's got 1 clarity left, but he really cannot do a whole lot more here. And I think he's just going to accept that this 2 minute pull camp is probably going to spawn.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I think going back is also advisable because you're rushing a Midas, and in the new version you get more passive gold gain. And I would actually say the Dire, well, both jungles really, but especially the Dire jungle is actually significantly better for farming as a jungle prophet because you get a medium camp and a big camp nearby. And the medium camp you can pretty much always kill at level 1. Alpha Wolves are a bit of trouble, but everything else is easy. And you look at his jungle right now, Centaur not the easiest to kill, but I'll start with Golems here, which is perfect for getting some fast levels and getting to your level 2, getting your Midas up as quickly as possible. I imagine should have it by like 6.5, 7 minutes at the latest, even with this 1.5 minutes spent off in the Radiant jungle.
Alright, well, we've got Koikva pulling away creep waves from the top lane. He's going to be cut off here by Aki as well as EGM. They've got sentries and dust, so he gets ensnared. Here comes the rotation from S4 with a cold snap. This will be an easy kill. They've got dust if they need it. They're not even going to need it. First blood goes to Alliance. Nice rotation from S4, coming from mid lane and catching the bounty hunter Koikva by surprise there.
Yeah, and you compare what can an offlane bounty hunter do to what can an offlane prophet do. If he is getting shut down a lane, there's not real plan B. You can try and go mid, but realistically, can they actually kill this Invoker? Before you get like maybe a good rune on your Batrider in level 6, it's going to be nigh impossible. So Koikfoot doing okay in spite of that. Still hits level 2 here, but this tri-lane is just great for zoning out a bounty hunter. There's not much he can do if they see him coming.
The sentry's already in place, so he can't just sneak up into the lane. You've got the dust as well once you spot him.
And I think they actually saw him windwalking heading directly towards the jungle.
Ooh, they can't really... They could preemptively smoke dusting. It's just not really going to work out too well for them. But it looks like they're just going to scare him off a little bit. He goes back towards his secret shop. As for mid lane, S4 versus Bulba, it looks like Bulba dominating the CS battle here. S4 hasn't gone for a magic stick. He's trying to rush phase boots. It looks like phase boots are up now, so he can start lasting a lot better because he is going for this Quaswex build, which is where you really struggle in that lasting stage against the Batrider.
Yeah, but you actually look at Bulba, and he has just that new awful Batrider-based damage. 49.
Yeah.
Sure, you get some additional damage from Napalm, but that's not going to help you at denying your own creeps either.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing, he's just spamming Napalm for days on creeps, because that gives you the bonus damage you need. That's where he's not missing many last hits because of the Napalm, but like you say, he can't really deny as easily as he's hopeful, but he's spamming Napalm on creep waves. He doesn't care about hitting S4 with it. Speaking of S4, he misses a cold snap.
A bit of a blitz doom there on the creep, but at least it's only a cold snap, not the biggest deal.
Yep.
And actually, this matchup is pretty good for Invoker if he's able to CS, because how are you going to dive him as a Batrider against Quaswex Invoker? He's got cold snap, and he has access to Tornado if he wants to invoke it. Not choosing to do so yet, but basically, Bulba can't kill him without help, or an amazing rune.
Yeah, I like what Bulba's doing, just focusing on the last hitting, knowing that he can just get the fast Blink Dagger, and the support rotation maybe going to come in now. Fluff and stuff on the way. He's going to start sacking this Mediant camp. Alpha Wolves for now. Going to hope for no Mud Golems.
Bulba taking a lot of damage here. There is a Tornado available. Out it comes from S4, but the rotation was here. It's going to be a turnaround. He has no Ghost Walk, but the Phase Boot's keeping alive. He still has a Tango. If he needs it, then comes the Poison, dropping him low. Will stop off the Tango. Barely going to live, but Bulba pushing out the lane, and he's going to get a regen rune. That's going to hurt S4 a bit. Sure, he's got Quas, but now he is out of mana.
Yeah, it looks like he can maybe stay in the middle lane with the regen from the Quas as well as the Tango. He can't use his second one for some time, though, with the shared cooldown, but
yeah,
as it is, it looks like it's okay for now for Alliance. They've got the first blood. They're still zoning out this Bounty Hunter from top lane. He's level 4.5, so pretty good for the off lane here, but he definitely want more out of this.
Yeah, and you compare that to Bulldog. Bulldog already 800 gold up. He does find some Ursa Hellbear Smashers,
wacky.
but he's in trouble here, actually. Koikfa is going to spot out Admiral Bulldog in the jungle while that's happening. Bulldog in all kinds of trouble. He has no mana to TP out. He's gotten a bit greedy here. Koikfa just needs one more hit and then the nuke to get this kill, and he will end up doing so.
Aki survived the bottom on 20 HP as well. He's getting juked out. Oh, he's gonna go down. The Shadow Demon Poison scouts him out. But rotation from S4, going to look to punish some of these heroes. PPD has a TP scroll, uses it right away, and it looks like S4 not going to get there in time, and he's going to waste some time searching around.
The much bigger kill there goes to Liquid, though. Killing off the Jungle Prophet, delaying his Midas.
Well, both kills going to Liquid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. But, yeah, the important one there, killing off the Prophet, you delay his Midas, and, well, they don't end up getting this tower for Bulldog. He's only level 3, so dying there. I don't even know if he got the last hit on the Hellbear Smasher, but even if he did, I think it was shared with the Bounty Hunter. So that's why we see Bulldog 5.5 minutes in, despite killing the big camp at least twice, and the medium camp a few times. He's only level 3.5, so this Bounty Hunter seems like a great way to punish that Jungle Prophet.
Yeah, and Quake for level 5.5, getting very close to having track up on himself, so he's going to be really annoying and menacing for this Alliance team. So Alliance, give up a couple kills here. Invoker's not really, when he goes for this class works, he really needs like his level 8, level 9 before he can do a whole lot and start coming into these sort of early game, mid game team fights. So it's not the easiest thing for an Invoker to get too involved.
By the way, we didn't talk about it, but Loda did rush a Midas this game. I'm actually not sure if he's used it once or twice yet, but I think this is the first usage. I didn't see him start with like gloves or anything, or save a ton of money, but either way, he's had this Midas for some time, and he will be farming a lot, so I guess the question is that good enough for what they're giving up right now? Bat Rider going to get a fairly fast Blink Dagger for Bulba, already up to 1,100 gold, and again, since he's had decent camp spawns so far, he can get it pretty fast, but then you throw in track gold, and, well, a pretty early level 6 for PPD. He's already level 5, basically, and I feel like Liquid's mid-game very hard for Alliance to deal with.
Yeah, once they get the track up as well as have Ravage on their side and a Blink Dagger on Bat Rider, they're just going to be looking to swarm all over Alliance, give them no space to farm, and just breathe in general. And that's where Alliance are going to be looking to just sit back and farm. They've got a Midas Gyrocopter. They're going for the Midas on Admiral Bulldog as well. They do not want to play Liquid's game here. They want to be able to just sit back, not get put under too much pressure, and get items up, but I don't think Liquid's going to let them when they've got the Blink Dagger on Bat.
Yeah, PPD, he will deploy an Observer Ward here. Spotted up by a Dire one, but there's nothing they can do about that. Forced to back off immediately. And overall, it seems to me like things are just going a bit more smoothly for Liquid. Indeed, they're up by almost 1,000 gold, but more importantly, 1,500 experience. For Alliance, that's not insurmountable by any means. The Midases will help catch you up, but it is a concern for them, because to me, gods, they can't really fight mid-game until they get a BKB on Gyro, which is, well, it's still quite a ways off for Loda.
Yeah, and it's a 1,500 experience lead when you've got a Gyrocopter who's used Midas twice for the bonus XP. So when you look at it that way, it is quite a big... It shows that Liquid are just being a lot more efficient with their rotations. Bounty Hunter stealing experience from Prophet in the jungle, and Liquid now trying to get a bit more of a gold advantage by going for this T1 bottom tower, but Bulldog so far has done a great job of just staying bottom, being very, very disciplined, not just trying to AFK farm his jungle. He wants to keep this tower up as long as possible.
Yeah, Liquid will be forced to rotate and fluff just to help keep the tower alive. He's got a smoke available. Koikfa just now hitting level 6. I think once this Tide hits 6, that's when we'll really see them start to get aggressive. Bulba, well, he's going to use Firefly. He goes for this double damager, and he gets Cold Snap 3, 4 times. Now a Tornado comes out. Won't be enough to kill him, but almost ended up not getting that because of the Cold Snap.
Yeah. S4 just trying to prevent him from going for it, but didn't have any backup there. Now S4 up to level 7, though, so he's got 3 quests, 3 Wex. He's looking pretty good here in this mid lane. He's now starting to last it a lot better. 31 CS, but he's still behind to the 52 CS of the Bat Rider, so Bat Rider convincingly beating him as far as last hitting goes.
Yeah, and I feel that's all going to completely change once the Blink comes out, because you look at these other heroes on Liquid, great at just punishing that Invoker mid. You can track him, blink lasso him, and just maybe one other support needed to quickly kill him off. So I imagine with the Blink Dagger about to come, that's when Liquid are going to look to make a go on S4, or maybe even make a go on Loda. But with 3 heroes there, it's going to be a bit harder.
They're rotating now for S4. They bring in the Tidehunter from bottom. Shadow Demon smoked up above him, but the Tide walked past an Observer Ward, so this is kind of just ruining Fluff's smoke towards mid lane, considering that they know Tide's there, and as a result, S4 playing very, very safe and defensive.
Well, the Bounty Hunter has not been spotted yet. He's actually hiding top, but they begin to push this tower.
Okay.
PPD's going to rotate back towards bottom, but the tier 1 top in jeopardy of falling here. If it goes to Loda, that's a lot of additional gold there into their pockets, and it will do so. In fact, Loda getting the last hit.
Meanwhile, bottom denied.
Yeah, Magic Wand up, and yeah, that's a big gold swing there going the other way. But here's, I wouldn't call it the comeback item, but the item for Liquid to help snowball their advantage. Get the Blink Dagger on Bulba. Now, well, ganking that Quaspex Invoker mid gets a whole lot easier. He can't just cold snap you when you jump in quite as easily.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what Bulba looks to do with his first Blink Dagger gank of his. Before Alliance know about it, you want to make sure that first gank works, and that's why he's going to smoke to go with it. He's going to maybe immediately pop that Bulba. Okay, he's not using it for the time being. He may should have asked for a teammate to rotate mid, but killing S4 is going to be difficult even with the Blink Dagger. He's got 900 HP, and combined with that phase boost plus 3 Wex invoked is a lot of movement speed.
You know, I am curious to see how the changes to the day-night cycle actually affect this Bat Rider, because this is normally the timing where you get a blink, and normally at this time in the game, it's actually nighttime. So I would say that makes it a lot easier for Bat to find the kills, but, well, with the new smoke, maybe that makes up for it. They can't even see you coming on the map, even with Sentry Ward, so either way, Bulba still looking for that first kill. As for TC, he's gone for Helm of the Dominator and is going to be stacking the Ancients, so both teams fairly farming-oriented lineups.
Well, Alliance have seen this Blink Dagger, and that's where they send S4 into the jungle even to farm. He knows it's not really safe too many places. He's trying to rush a 4-star for himself, and he's got that in just 50 gold. So having a 4-star up gives that extra bit of survivability as well against the Bat Rider. If he doesn't kill you immediately in the lasso, you 4-star out. Maybe you make a play and then you can get yourself out of there. So Alliance have their options here going forward. They've got Loda farming a BKB, and in general, I feel this game's still very much in the balance between the two teams. It's actually now Alliance with a slight gold lead after getting a tower of theirs.
Yeah, and that Midas advantage is really going to start kicking in soon as we see Bulldog about to get his Midas off cooldown, almost as the treads up. There will be a TP in mid. Bulba smoked up and looking to jump. Can he find anybody? He goes to Ake, but he can immediately be tornadoed and cold snapped. I don't know if this is the best hero to go on. In comes your Ravage, though, from PPD. Catches out Loda. S4 as well. They do get the Crystal Maiden, and they force out a Loda TP. Call it a success for that first Blink Dagger game.
Yeah, a reasonable success. They would have much preferred to get a kill on like the Invoker, the Gyrocopter, but either way, they force out Loda's rotation. Loda now goes back in the jungle. He still doesn't really slow down his farm much at all. Like, that's really maybe 100 gold lost at most for him. It's not really too big of a deal, but...
Yeah, it's not like he TP'd bottom or something.
Yeah, and he's making his way back top, farming the neutrals on the way, so getting some decent gold there. And now top lane, it looks like EGM in some trouble. That's a track kill going the way of Liquid. They get another kill with the help of PPD, so they're standing. Nice Ravage at mid lane, followed up by a kill at top lane, and Liquid find themselves up 4 kills to 1, and starting to get track involved is where Alliance will fall behind, even with the Midas advantage.
Yeah, if you're Alliance here, you really have to stay disciplined. Can't be getting picked off too much. The Bat Rider gank's fairly unavoidable, but farming way past where the tier 1 used to stand for Liquid with... they did have a lane ward, but that's not necessarily going to help you against the Bounty Hunter, so just got to play carefully, play defensively, and you've gone for a double Midas lineup. You're probably going to go for even a Helm of the Dominator for Loda after this BKB. This is not really your time to be picking fights or being too greedy.
Okay, well, yeah, for Alliance, they just want to play that sort of safe defensive Dota. Liquid, though, as soon as that lasso's back up, that's in 5 seconds. They want to be getting some more kills, even if it is just that Crystal Maiden. Especially if they get track coming into play, they're happy to take whatever kills they can get. But for now, Quakefa still at the top lane, looking to get a few more levels and farm. But I think this is where you'd want to just... I guess Luna's got the safe lane at bottom, but while Tide has no Ravage, maybe he takes the top lane, tries to farm something like a mech for the team, and Bounty Hunter just wants to be rotating it a bit more.
Towards the bottom lane, they're going to find Fluff and stuff. They ran right over a Radiant Sentry, but it won't matter because you don't get the vision anymore. He just can't self-disrupt. Permanently cold snap. It's good to see Invoker back, although I am having some nightmares about being cold snapped in that position. It's just, you can't get off a spell. It's
the Shadow Demon doing like that little freeze dance, and
yeah, look at me. I got the moves. Yeah. Bulba, though, he's got an invis. He's on the hunt here.
Alright, well...
Is he going to find anyone, though? It doesn't look like it.
No. The Alliance really lacking for vision right now. They don't know... They didn't see him pick up the Invis rune. They haven't really had much detection around the river and mid lane in general, which is where they really need. I feel like this lane ward at top protects Loda a little bit, but for now, I think Alliance need much more important vision around the river, around the middle lane, something like on this ramp up here. But as it stands, Liquid going to go for a look through the Alliance jungle here with Bulba and Koikva both invis, but so far not finding too much.
Bulba's invis was just about to run out, but right as it is, they find S4. He's got a Force Staff here and a Tornado. I think he's actually fine.
Yeah.
In fact, they might be able to turn this around unless backup comes Tornado. Off the mark, they will all retreat now as a unit. Liquid bringing in Fluff. He dropped low to Ake, but did not end up falling. Now Bulba cleans him up on the way out. There's a track on the EGM. Shrukatos comes in, not enough to get the kill. Flamebreak is cooling down, but the Flax coming through, the dust, the call down, all of it for Koikva, and Koikva is officially dead to rights.
All right, well, CM for a bounty hunter definitely favor goes towards Alliance, and I don't think the track wasn't on the Crystal Maiden, I don't believe.
No, the track went on to S4.
Yeah.
They couldn't kill him, and then they just ran in, and Crystal Maiden
It just happened to TP
was trying to kill Fluff on the Shadow Demon, but slightly short of doing so.
A decent trade going the way of Alliance here. They're not having the Tide there with that Ravage really means Liquid can't really take that big fight that follows up. They just wanted a fast pick-off, which they didn't get because the Invoker's a bit too tanky, and well, once we get towards a much larger scale fight, they really need the Tide coming into play. And even the Luna. We see Luna actually now in the mid lane after a TP in, but couldn't really make Liquid get too much more out of that fight.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can keep the pressure up, because you look at this Alliance lineup, BKB is about to come out for Loda. He only needs like 150 more gold, and once he has that BKB, they can kill him if they're able to just ravage the supports, quickly blow up the Naga, and then lasso the Gyro. But that is asking a lot when you have to dive in against Quaswag's Invoker, one of the best counter initiators in the game, as well as Naga. So I think Liquid have their work cut out for them to take some team fights, but this might be their path to victory here, at least to securing map control, just pushing and going for the easy pickoff.
Well, they're going to go into the jungle now. It looks like they're going to just forget that T1 tower. Bulldog gets tracked up here, but Koikva can't really chase too much further, and Bulldog, he may just want to TP his way out of there. And speaking of Bulldog, he's going to be rushing a Necromon, the new Necromon, and Bulldog, he loves his Rat Dota.
Yeah, Necronomicon very strong in this patch with the changes being made. Midas no longer can be used to kill off the Warrior or the Archer, and same too for Helm of the Dominator, which would really suck if they had gone for the old patch, because TC already has a Helm of the Dominator, but not an issue now. We'll see how strong it is. It's also going to work well against Liquid because nobody has a BKB yet. I imagine our Luna will build one at some point, but not yet.
As for Alliance, BKB already up on Loader, and this is 60-minute phase Midas BKB. His farm is just really quite ridiculous right now. He's ahead of the Luna by 1.2k gold net worth.
Can they actually stop a Roche here for Liquid, I guess is the question, because Alliance seemed like... okay, no. Loda wanting to farm the Ancients. Bulldog was stacking these earlier with Trance, but only actually got off a... looks like a double stack, which isn't ideal, but still some more gold into Loda's pockets. And for now, Liquid content to just farm for their next items here. Force Staff is about to come out on Bulba. I think that's the big one. You get that, and then your pickoffs become a whole lot easier.
And Koikva's scouted them out here in the Ancients. He's going to invis his way through. May look to go on Aki here. Aki very squishy, but it's Alliance who found Bulba. Bulba's okay for the time being.
Oh, that's some big respect for Koikva. Really fearing that counter gank from Alliance with... Yeah. That's a 660 HP Crystal Maiden. Sure, with Tranquil Boots, but those are going to get instantly disabled. That move speed reduced.
Yes.
And
I guess the Prophet can TP in, and that's the death of Koikva.
Yeah, if he comes with Dust, sprouts you, and then trading a Bounty Hunter for Crystal Maiden, you might get track gold, but you're giving up a lot more experience with that.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Liquid. Maybe going for a bit of a T1 tower push at top. They've got Bulba there as well as PPD on the Tide, but TP's coming in. Loader going to easily defend this against the two heroes. Liquid not really committing to either trying to 5-man. They haven't tried to smoke his 5. They haven't tried to push his 5. For now, they're content to just try and get their next level of items up, get the BKB on TC before they look for those big group ups. But they're going to go for it looks like a bit of a skirmish here at mid lane because this T1 tower very low. And
no
they
glyph.
want it. Yep.
No glyph. The Necro 3 now comes up, and here's your song. EGM prepping. There's going to be an EMP tornado. Will it be enough? They're getting close to being in Ravage range, so they got to be careful. EMP comes through. Your Tidehunter heads to the north. He ends up, well, Force Staff away. Nice job with the Prophet. Liquid dropping low. Tornado not really doing too much. Actually might save Loda's life. He has not BKB'd yet. Earned up. It looks like he got caught out by Koikva and Bulba. Yeah. Barely able to live through all the chaos.
Yeah, the tornado, like, it looked really weird from where I was staying, because I was like, wait a second, he could have thrown at the 3 heroes in mid lane, but he was trying to save Loda there. I don't think it actually did, but either way, Loda gets out, tower gets denied, so Liquid not succeeding with the lasso to get the kill there. I think that lasso was used on Loda, and Liquid just get a T1 tower tonight, so that was actually a good fight for Alliance.
They could use TC here, lose TC here. There's still Ravage, though. S4 going very aggressive. There's your EMP Tornado. PPD barely getting off the Ravage, but it's not going to affect Loda. Now PPD on the run. Loda gets purged. TC nuking the backline heroes. In the end, do they get anyone out of this? In the river is Ake dropping fairly low. Alliance, do they go or do they stay? They can't seem to make up their minds. Bulldog dropping low. Koikfa tracking him. They just need one more nuke to bring him down. They can't do it. Now they does Koikfa. Koikfa gets blown up. He's the only death after all of those spells being used. That was a call down, a ravage, multiple EMP tornadoes, Song of the Siren, Prophet ult, and the list goes on. The only thing that wasn't used there was Eclipse, but TC never really had a great opening.
Yeah, it's like reminiscent of the old TI2 big team fights where no one would die just because of what Invoker does. Like, he just means no heroes have mana, HP, and you can't really chase because of Tornado. It's just such a great defensive spell. And we see there Liquid looks to be good in engagement, but they can't kill anyone. Now they are going to get a pick off on Aki. It looks like he's going to be left to the walls. He's got no escape. But that's a lasso for a Crystal Maiden. They're going to get disruption on S4 though. 4 stuff out. He needs to sort of invoke something
Use those
new.
phase boots. Not use. Oh, he's going to end up ghost walking and should be okay. In fact, a fresh call down comes in. Can they kill off TC here? A few right clicks. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. And PPD might go down as well. He doesn't have Ravage anymore. That's 2 dead. Loda comes in with the huge side swipe. In fact, Fluff earns negatively, then throws out a positive earn to try and turn it around, but Cold Snap will be the death of him if they can get it off. They try to go for 2 here. Is it a bridge too far? They haven't gotten Fluff yet. He'll go down to the creeps now. Over to your bat. The missile chasing him. Soon, the Cold Snap will be off cooldown. No, still 8 seconds to go. No tornado available. Actually, S4 overextends. Ends up going down. Still a decent fight for Alliance, but they do give away a 2-hero track kill on their fairly farmed and highly leveled Invoker.
Yeah, really good fight for Alliance. At the end, S4 gets a bit too overzealous there, gives himself away, but getting all those kills there, Alliance, was a fantastic trade. They're 7-7 now. They're going to start getting some T1 towers as well, and they may get Koikfa for a second time here. He's ensnared up. The Riptide damages there. Koikfa, is he going to die to the 2 supports? Not quite.
Prophet ult from Bulldog? No, cooling down for 15 seconds. No teleport reaction.
5 seconds until he has it, too.
Yeah, they were busy getting that tower. And they do get the tier 1 as well, so definitely a big win for Alliance, and that's what the graphs are saying as well. 5,000 gold lead. All of a sudden, the Necro 2 comes out for that Prophet. The push gets stronger, and you look at this Liquid lineup, still no BKBs. The only hero who's even close is TC, which means Necro 3 going to be doing a lot of work, and still, even if there are BKBs, great for the split push. But here comes Bulba. Well, a wild Bulldog has arrived. He'll at least try to get off his Midas here before going down. He does use it, gets the gold, value secured, but immediately dies thereafter.
Yeah, Alliance are making really good teamfight decisions, but just getting a bit too, I guess, caught out.
Cocky,
after, yeah. They're just overstaying their welcome in like the enemy jungle and the mid lane, going for extra kills here. But regardless, they are behind by a kill, but they're just being so much stronger in these team fights, not giving away too much track gold, and Liquid gonna back off for the time being. Koikva's got a good chunk of gold on himself, so he can finish off with drums here. May just want to go for that straight BKB though, because the cooldown, that cooldown by Loda in the mid lane was perfectly timed, and that really is what turned around the fight for Alliance.
You know, the other thing I want to talk about is Quaswex Invoker and how you deal with him, because EMP is very annoying in these team fights, and in the past, Quaswex Invoker fell off for a few reasons. The damage and the laning ability is one of them, but the other big reason is Arcane Boots largely counter EMP, but you look at Liquid, they have 1 set of Arcanes right now, which means EMP is really neutering these heroes, and your Tidehunter, potentially, you can't get off an extra Anchor Smash, an extra Gush, especially some of these supports. You have a Bat Rider with decent mana, but you throw an EMP on top of this, suddenly Bulba from 2/3 mana sitting at maybe 200, 300, can't use this full combo, and could end up making the difference here.
Yeah, I think the big heroes, the heroes with only 400-ish mana pool, because with the maxed out Wex, they're going to lose 400 mana. The Luna, the Bounty Hunter, the Shadow Demon, all with sub 600 mana pools. That's a lot of lost mana. If they get hit by that Tornado EMP, that suddenly means they can't get off most of their spells in a fight. That's no Eclipse for Luna. That's Bounty Hunter with hardly any Shurikens or track mana, and the Shadow Demon, well, he can't even use a Demonic Purge maybe, so look out for those. And they can't just group up. If they get 3-4 heroes caught up in a Tornado EMP, I think Liquid just straight up lose the fight. Yeah,
which is kind of weird when you look at Liquid, because they do have Bounty Hunter and Bat Rider, but to me, like, the meat of their lineup is this Luna Tidehunter combo, where you really want to be team fighting, but they can't. Not against Song, not against EMP, Tornado, and Gyrocopter as well. Speaking of that Gyro, Loda, we've seen him do this when his team is rolling, and he's got a Wisp at his side, but he does it here in a game where he really is the true 1 position, and I would say it's still very close. He goes Sanjin Yasha.
Interesting. Did Sanjin Yasha got a slight buff to the movement speed, I believe?
I can actually check. Yeah, 12 to 16% increase, and with phase boots that will stack, so they're both percentage-based increases. And
481 movement speed when he pops a phase boot, so nearly capped out.
The one issue with this, though, is it's a pretty expensive item in terms of the damage it gives you. Like, you're spending, what, 4,200, I believe it is now? I can never remember because the cost keeps on changing. 4,100.
Okay.
That is like 3/4 of an MKB.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money. It doesn't give you a big chunk of damage.
It has a good build-up. You can disassemble it, build Halberd and Manta, but Neither of those are particularly like great gyrocopter items, so I'm interested to see how they look to use it. To me, this says probably Alliance looking to fight very soon.
Yeah. I mean, not just the EMP mana burn. There's actually a Necro 3 now finished on Bulldog. You combine these two together, and Tide getting off a Ravage, he's going to have to really, like, almost use it. He's going to be forced to use it very early in the fight, even maybe not use a Ravage that he wants to, just because if he gets the Necro 3 Warriors on him, he's going to lose his entire mana pool really quickly, even without the EMP being.
Do you know how much mana burn the actual, like, nuke is?
I think it's 250.
That's like his entire mana pool then. 250 plus 400?
Maybe 200-ish.
Okay, that's like 600 mana. 600, 650.
And then the one with the feedback.
It burns every time you hit
Yeah,
them,
which
so.
is like maybe 30 mana. I'm throwing numbers in the air.
Yeah,
I don't know anything for sure.
It's something like that, though. Like, roughly in the ballpark. That is the majority of his mana. They still only have the one pair of Arcane Boots, so we'll have to see, but I feel they need to pick up a second here. I guess the issue is Fluff just not farming well right now.
Yep.
Speaking of Fluff, smoked up. Going for... He really loves doing this. These solo smokes and just going to aggressively place wards in the enemy jungle. Which, I guess this is a much stronger tactic now, since they can't see you even with sentries. At least not coming. If you get revealed, well, then you're screwed. But
Lines, they are somewhat grouped up here, and if they can get Roshan for themselves, they'll definitely be looking for it to go for a proper push here. Loaded tracked up in mid lane, but he's not too worried about that.
By the way, it's not just one Necro book. It's more. EGM's going for one as well.
Oh, nice. So
this is real. This Tide Hunter is just going to be so sad this year.
EGM used to like opt for almost always going for the Heaven's Halberd on Naga Siren, but now he has a new item to go for as a farmed rich support player.
Yeah.
I like this.
EGM always, he will find his farm, I feel like, no matter what.
Yep.
And he's finding it here. Sitting on not quite the CS of your mid Invoker, but, I mean, he's still getting the items up. And as for S4, going towards the Scythe of Ice, pretty big item to pick up. Great, especially against the Bat Rider initiation. And Bulba, no BKB from him. He's gone for the Boots of Travel. I feel like Liquid right now, just sort of what you were hinting at before, just really want to like spread out, find those pickoffs with Track, with this very mobile Bat Rider, because their ability to fight into Alliance for the time being is just not there.
Yeah, their vision's being denied. Like, Alliance dewarded that Observer Ward immediately on the high ground here, and as a result, Liquid just with the one ward over near the Roshan pit, but that's about to expire, and Alliance is still going to go into Roshan regardless, because they saw, I don't know if they saw Quake top, but they saw Bulba up top. He's got Boots of Travel, but he needs something to actually TP2, which is this mid creep wave, but either way, Alliance can Roshan fairly quickly.
Yeah, Liquid, if they don't contest the Roast, then they have to split push to try and wait out the Aegis, but can they contest it? They're coming in, they want to bring it down, but you got to fight into EMP Tornado, into Song of the Siren. Bulldog's the only one in the pit. He's soloing the Roche, basically, with that Necro 3. They do hit off a nuke to start an S4, but throws out the Tornado, EMP as well. And PPD forced to run while doing so. He doesn't get his mana burn, but the Aegis has fallen. Now they Song. Now they look to follow up. Do they focus PPD here? No, they backed off. EGM headed towards the left. They want to go on Fluff and stuff. Your Ice Wall. Fluff actually walks into it, then gets netted up. But Ake's low. It's a high ground to low ground Ravage doing insane damage, but it's Loda maybe getting the kills here from return. There's your cooldown. There's your auto text. I don't think it's enough, though. Just lacking the physical damage output. Now he gets tracked. Bulldog coming into the fight with a teleport over the top. Can they get anyone else? No. In the end, they lose two, but Ravage is down.
Yeah, that was a really nice Ravage from PPD, who is in perfect position. It's like you say, the Naga Siren opted to go like up and left towards the mid lane rather than getting the Tide. They caught the Tide with the sleep. They could have set up to maybe not like have everyone grouped on him to kill him, but at least surround him with like one hero, the Necro Warriors, and a bit more. But Alliance lose two, and they may lose a bit more here. Bulldog's very low. He is being chased down. Bulba, he's got a Firefly. He's saving it, and Bulldog going to go down, it looks like, in exchange for the Bounty Hunter. So a 1-for-1 trade so far. EGM now on the run. He's nice and low. Bulba, 50 HP, brought down by a Crystal Nova.
Icarus tries to fly too close to the sun, and he gets burnt in the end. Goes down to a Crystal Nova. Definitely could have lived there if he had backed off, but he wanted that one extra kill. He pays for it with his life. So now the Alliance marching down the middle lane. Loda with the Sanj and Yasha, Helm of the Dominator up. He can go into late game. Sure, it's kind of a weird build, but he is so far ahead anyway. Like, the only hero that's even close is this Lunan. That's with Track Gold going the way of Liquid for a decent chunk of this game. So
yeah, I
definitely think Alliance could take this late, despite going for a lot of mid-game items, just because they have the map control, they've got the mass Necros to push all the lanes constantly, and, well, how do you fight into this? You have no Ravage here. Very hard to see Liquid defending this tower.
No Ravage, the Aegis still on the Gyrocopter, and it looks like we will see Alliance at least try and pressure this T2 tower. They don't have the creep wave to completely go for the push. Tide drawed the aggro using the Gush, and now Liquid on the chase here. They want to go for some more here. Batrider's about to respawn, and they've got track for vision from Quakefa, but it's top lane where Alliance are grouped
Still 40 seconds on Ravage. This is the other reason that Tide Hunter wasn't, I wouldn't say like fell off, but one of the reasons that teams figured out how to deal with him was Ravage is such a long cooldown, and when it's down, he just doesn't do much. Certainly not against so many ranged heroes in this lineup. So Liquid are hanging on for now. Alliance a little bit indecisive as to where they want to go, but I think stealing these Ancients is the best possible play. It's the safe one, and you deny a lot of gold to that Luna and pull your Gyrocopter even farther ahead.
Yeah, Loda had the double damage rune. I think they were thinking about going for a push in a team fight using it, but I think they take the much safer route.
He's close to a new item, like 3.5k gold, so maybe it's better to wait.
He's going to be selling his Midas very soon. Go for either the Butterfly, the MKB, some kind of... I think he has enough survivability with the BKB Sanjin Yasha, and he's going to get I guess maybe he goes for the Satanic before he even gets a new item for his Midas, but his HP is fine. He can easily fight and stay alive in these fights. There's just not enough of Liquid to deal with him, unless they 5-man focus him with a lasso.
Yeah, that is the only issue with going for something like a Sanjin Yasha as well, is just... It is an inventory slot at the end of the day, so... and you don't really want to sell the Midas. He has 19, so it doesn't matter that much for the levels. And well, Gyro's going to get his farm on anyway. But hey, it's a little bit of extra gold every time it cools down. And for now, he'll hang on to it. And Alliance content to sit back and farm. It is hard to go high ground against Liquid. Like, if this goes late game and Bulba gets a BKB, he blinks in and lassos somebody. If you're not able to net him immediately, they have just a great pickoff lineup, a very mobile lineup as well.
He found TC. He gets forced back. He has the BKB if he needs to use it. Homing Missile going to just scare him back, and I think Alliance just want to try and guarantee this tier 2 tower as safely as possible. They're not so much looking to go in. They just want to zone out the Luna. Luna's going to get
There's a blink up PPD. Blink Ravage available. It's now been revealed. He gushes a creep, but the tower's going to fall. To me, a lot of pressure on this stand-in for Liquid PPD. Like, the Ravages need to be on point. If they are, I think Liquid can just roll a team fight, but if it's mistimed, if Loda gets off BKB, and maybe this Tidehunter even Ravages heroes too early in the fight, it could just all fall apart for them.
So far, his Ravages have been perfect, I would say. Like, the Ravage in the team fight mid, the one at the bottom river around Roshan, he's been playing a fantastic game. So there's definitely no saying, hey, look, they played... I mean, you can... The stand obviously affecting their synergy, but his individual play has been fine.
Yeah, just got to keep it up if you're PPD, because here comes the big push. The Blink Ravage is available. Yep. But he's sitting very far back. He doesn't want to get mana burn right now. In comes your EMP Tornado special. It's going to hit on 2. Blink! Ravage catches out 3, but where's that follow-up? EGM dropping fast. Can he get off Fasan in time? No. He dies without using it. Now they lasso in Bulldog. It's all up to Loda here. He has not killed off a single hero. Everyone low, but nobody dead. Now S4 on the backside. Isolated. Brought down. TC looking for more. They're going to find Ake. It's 4 heroes dead. All of it set up by that Blink Ravage. And in the end, that EMP Tornado, not something they could have afforded to die, but they're going to end up losing 5. Loda, he'll go down once. He'll be going down again here. No BKB, no easy way out, and they've got ways to cancel that TP. Track is there. Lucent Beams are there. Soul Catcher's there. He might get another kill on a support here. Not even. That is at least 3 or 4 track kills, and look at that gold graph. It is about to go straight up.
And again, it's PPD being the hero of these fights. The stand-in player, he was like trapped by the EMP. Like, his positioning was like right in this little spot here. The EMP was landing here, and as soon as the EMP was about to blow, he blinked in directly before it, caught Alliance by surprise. I think they're thinking, hey, he can't blink in, the EMP is going to hit him, but he blinked before the EMP blew.
It's just a situation where Alliance shouldn't really be trying to engage with EMP Tornado either. It seemed like they were grouping up like they wanted to die for that, but they really need these sites. S4 has 2,900 gold, very close to completing his site. Bulldog's a bit farther out at 2,200 with the death there slowing him down, but he's not that far away. So I think if you're Alliance, you just say, all right, not a good fight for us, but all we need to do is get our sights up, maybe get one more damage item on Loda, who still pretty much has an MKB now, 5,100 gold, and then the next fight, well, maybe we can turn around. But make no mistake about it, Liquid off of that fight, hugely back in this game. TC your leader in net worth. TC going for much more of a true hard carry item build with, things like treads, your butterfly instead of phase boot, Sanjin Yasha, and well, now, Manta style, you get a Satanic here. He's 1 big damage item away from being 6-slotted Luna.
Oh, yeah.
6-slotted Luna, very hard to deal with late game.
This Luna's scary, and that's something that's going to be hard to deal with for Alliance. They need to just prevent Tide getting off these big Ravages, otherwise Luna's going to tear them apart. They've got the Naga Siren illusions, and that's something EGM could have used. He sent one illusion past, but it walked directly past the entire lineup. He could have actually sent an illusion on the Tide, used Riptide, and just kept right-clicking him with it. So I think that's what Alliance need to try and do to prevent these big Ravages. Either that, or find him and just right-click him with the Necrobooks.
And I think the other issue for Alliance is once Luna gets a Satanic, this is a lineup with a Shadow Demon, and we have not seen him in a very long time, but can they even kill him? Even if they get off 1-2 sites, there's always a disruption to bail him out, unless you catch Fluff first. And I just don't think they have a line. I don't think they have enough lockdown to deal with a 6-slotted carry this game. It's basically just the Naga net, which is not going to really stop TC from doing his work in these teamfights. Just keep someone away from your team for some time.
Well, Liquid, their next move, we'll have to wait and see what it's going to be. Roshan going to be respawning in the next couple of minutes. It looks like the 8-minute cooldown is about to wear up, and then we've just got to wait. Well, sometime in that next 3 minutes it will be back, but Alliance, they're on the dire side, so they do have that slight advantage. Even in a game that's even or they're slightly behind, being on the dire side means with Liquid not knowing Roshan respawns, they have to be constantly aware and scouting out whether Roshan's up, which they haven't really got any long-range scouting spells to do with.
Yeah, maybe a Helm of the Dominator creep would be your best option, but for now, TC using that from the Ancients. And anything you do send in there, well, it's got to be a tanky creep. And Alpha Wolf is just going to die in like 3 nukes, but you can at least look to get the vision. Speaking of Roshan, it's about to respawn here. We're not about to respawn, but we're about to see how much longer is left, I need to say. Which, anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah. 2 to 5. Yeah, 8 to 11.
Yeah,
so
8 to 11.
2 to 5.
Okay.
From here on out. And
well,
is this... I can't actually read it. Does that mean it's the full 5 minutes?
I think, isn't it only 3 minutes?
Well, it's till the Aegis expires. Then it's 8 to 11 minutes before respawn.
This means 8 minutes has gone by. So this is like the last 3 minutes, I want to say.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay.
So this is now, it's 0 to 3 minutes. But I think it's going to be like the full 3 minutes, it looks like. Because normally there's like a little red line.
Okay. So yeah, so this is going to be, all said and done, an 11-minute Roshan that they're looking at. From when they got the Aegis to when they'll be able to get it back. And they'll check that pit. Alpha Wolf gets frostbitten quickly, and now they look to do some dewarding. No gem up yet, but they do have a double scythe online. MKB's online. I want to say this is... Oh, they're going to find Fluff. Yeah, Fluff.
Easy pickoff. No way out. And that's... Any pickoff they can get is nice for Alliance here. They're also getting some really big items coming their way. Lotus finishes MKB. Bulldog's got 1 scythe, and the second scythe is coming out on the... Oh, sorry, he's already got it. So double scythe gets picked up. MKB picked up.
Yeah, this... I don't want to say this is the strongest they'll get, but you get the Aegis, and I think you just have to go if you're Alliance. Because to me, especially with Loda going for Sanj and Yasha, their late game isn't bad, but it's going to take them a lot longer to get there than it will for TC, who pretty much has Satanic and is 1 item away from being maxed.
Okay, well, Alliance now, they're backing off, and they're just happy to keep on farming a bit longer until they're really waiting for this Roshan to respawn. Liquid.
They're like, it's got to be soon, right, guys? It's got to be soon. And
28 seconds.
30 seconds to go. It is soon. The players don't know when it respawns. They just know sometime between 8 to 11 minutes.
Yep. Well, it's going to be Aki. His job is just to sit in that Roshan pit until it respawns, and I don't know if Liquid are going to be in position to contest this. I think they're just going to resign to the fact, hey, there's not a whole lot we can do being on the Radiant side and with this random respawn time.
Invoker, in some ways, is going to start falling off here now as the game goes later. Because you look at Liquid, they have a triple BKB, and the only thing that Invoker can do is Ice Wall before you BKB, and that slow will remain. But that's really about it. They do find Koik for the top lane, and then they look to go. They sight him up. They Tornado, but now he's just going to TP. Do they have the right clicks? They are just sort of a net to get the kill. That hurts. With that Bounty Hunter kill and Roche now just respawning, would have been like the ideal time to at least force a buyback, which he didn't have, or just take Roche. But now... Liquid, they'll 5-man, and they are not going to give this one up without a fight.
Well, they've got
Satanic even online on TC.
Yeah, they've got to wait for Bounty Hunter to come back, and Bounty with no BKB means this Roshan contest gets a little bit trickier for them, but Liquid know it's been the full 11 minutes. They know Roshan's back.
And they're all in the pit, too. This is just asking to get 4 or 5-hero Ravage. They've got to find a way to stop it. Blink, Ravage catches out 3, including your carry. Now the Eclipse coming through. Song is there, but it's not going to matter against the triple BKB core. At least not too much. Liquid's already gotten 2. They're looking for more. EGM's on the run, but Bulba there to cut off the path of retreat. He's going to fall. 4 dead. Buyback from your Prophet. 5 dead. Buyback from your Gyro. It's not going to matter, but Liquid, they are going to take this Roche, and there's just not a damn thing Alliance can do about it.
Yeah, Alliance were asking for that Tide Blink Ravage. That was just perfectly set up. They were grouped up so much in the pit, and that was just such an easy fight for Liquid to take, even with not having enough... I mean, they have vision somewhat from the Shadow Demon Poison scouting out the heroes, and easy team fight for Team Liquid.
You know, if they had at least killed the Bounty Hunter, I don't know if they take that Roshan fight, but they at least have a better shot at it.
Yep.
Liquid don't get Trackle, but instead Liquid... I said straight up earlier, look at this gold graph. It literally looks like it's just a vertical line up in Liquid's favor. And TC now up to 4,500 gold. He's got his Boots of Travel buyback already online, plus an Aegis, and I think if you're Liquid, you... Well, there you go. Boots of Travel picked up. He'll sell his Tread, still has the buyback. He'll find a double damage route. It's just like a kid with candy here for TC, and everything you could ask for. Liquid, I think this might just be too many items now. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if Alliance can come back anymore.
Well, TC is essentially maxed out. I mean, he can replace the Aegis with an item later on,
Yeah.
but he's not getting any fatter. So I guess if Alliance can stall for a bit longer, Loda can get one more item for himself, or two. Satanic, his TP scroll can be replaced. As for, like, you've got the Nature's Prophet who can get a damage item. You've got Invoker who, well, he's got Hex 4 stuff and is being cannoned by BKBs. He can go for an Aghanims and just kind of ride out what these BKB durations. So Alliance still do have... If this goes for another 20 minutes, they are getting stronger while Luna is not getting stronger.
Yeah, if it goes for another 20 minutes, but I don't even know if it goes that far. Liquid, they have to be feeling confident now with Aegis. Maybe just waiting for, like, one more item. You look at Bulba, he's close to either a Scythe or maybe even a Shiva's Guard, but here comes your big wraparound from Alliance. 4 heroes grouped up, looking to do some warding in the river is Ake, but now they're going to find somebody. It's the Bounty Hunter. They'll start with the Scythe here. They will pick Koikfa off. No way out for him. Not the biggest loss, though.
Yeah, Fluff immediately TPing out. He was nearby as well and did not want to get caught on himself, but it's a Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter's got all the items he needs. Alliance are actually going to group up, are they going to go for a push here? Knowing the Tide Ravage is on cooldown, but that's up in 10 seconds time. They know it's up very, very soon. They're actually going to try and pick off the Tide Hunter here. He's got Blink, he's got 4 staff.
Oh, 4 staffs away from the Tornado. Now is a Blink available. And there's your Shiva Zabulba, and he'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, Bulba. Shiva's got... Oh, okay, I'm surprised he's not going for the BKB, but of course he's had the BKB for a long, long time. Bulba's rich as well. 10, 1, and 5. He's played fantastic on that Batrider.
Yeah, he's just made things happen. You got to remember, he was not having the best start mid. His CS was about even with S4 for a decent part of the game. He was getting pressured in the lane. He ended up... That first lasso gank was successful, but a lot of his ganks didn't succeed. The thing is, he just hasn't died. You throw some track gold on top of that, and you're sitting pretty.
Yeah. Well, for Alliance, if they win a fight, they've always got that double Necrobook 3 push to follow things up with. So it's always going to be scary for Liquid. They cannot really get too complacent here. Also, it's really hard for them to get map vision. The other thing with Necrobooks is it's very easy to deward, get map control, just using them whenever they're up. And we see one ward being dewarded in the dire jungle there. So Liquid, their vision is being constantly denied by the Necrobooks.
That's not going to stop them from barreling down this middle lane, though.
Yeah.
Alliance going to see TC coming, but you see him coming. Question is, can you stop him? He's coming for your base right now. He's got Manta online. 4,600 gold. They're going to siege with Disruption Illusions. I am having flashbacks. That is 4 illusions plus the main hero. And look at those glaives. Doesn't matter. They're doing so much work, clearing off the Naga illusions with ease. And even these heroes starting to take a tiny bit of damage from the bounces. This is no fun for anyone. Now they do Scythe up Bulba. He blinked in. This could be a good counter initiation, but PPD still has Blink. Ravage available. Hasn't been canceled. They drop the EMP. He can't get it off. Bulba now dropping the Shivas. Loda going to work with BKB, but can he tank through? TC standing strong in the middle of this fight. The Glaive's bouncing. He does get Scythed again. He still has Aegis. He still
Blink Ravage.
Satanic.
Oh, PPD on 50 HP goes in with a huge Blink Ravage. Alliance just get torn to pieces. They lose 3. They may lose more. Invoker's low. TC going to respawn. And that timing from PPD, he got so low from the Loda flak, he just backed off, waited till his Blink came back up, and found the opening that Liquid needed to get this middle lane.
Yeah, having the Blink 4 staff making the difference. Long range initiation, as well as the ability to get out. And now they're going for the jugular here. S4 on the run. Shiva's Guard, 4 staff from Bulba. That's 4 dead. They don't have buyback available on the Gyrocopter. 70 seconds on the sideline. You lose a late-game team fight to a Luna. She goes and kills your entire base. The Glaives bouncing between tier 4s, bouncing to the huts. It's just a flurry of Glaives, and on that note, it is going to be the end of the Alliance in Game 1 in this best of 3. Alliance do drop the game, and Liquid 1 game away from being guaranteed top 3 in the tournament.
Wow, that was just impressive teamfight control from Liquid. Alliance just gave him a few too many big Blink Ravages, and it's Tidehunter who really was, in a lot of ways, the MVP of this match. I'd say, all in all, Liquid, all players played great. Like, Bulba just with the 1 death to his name. You've got Koikfa, who was so annoying with his bounty hunter. TC farmed a Storm, but the teamfights were won by the Tidehunter initiations.
Yeah, I think Liquid just had the better late-game utility heroes as well.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon as well as your Batrider. Naga, not completely countered by BKB, but you have 3, 4 BKB. She can at everyone, so
Yeah.
I would say largely dealt with, and Crystal made it useless late game. So Liquid having the better utility heroes, having track gold on their side, and just having better initiation really took advantage.
And like Loda going for this movement speed build with the Sanjin Yasha, but he's using his BKB like in a fight, but he still can't move because he gets purged.
Yeah.
Demonic Purge goes through the BKB, negates the movement speed from the Sanjin Yasha, and then, well, he's kind of like,
What are you gonna do?
He's held in place. All he can do is just stand there and flack off whatever's nearest, but he wanted to be chasing the Titan. That last fight, he saw the Titan really low, but couldn't actually chase him because of the Purge.
I really think in retrospect he should have gone straight for a hard carry build. You've gone for an early Midas, you're stacking Ancients, you know Luna's getting free farm, you know she's going to have track gold. Go straight for the MKB. Go Satanic. That's the build that Loda normally does this game. I guess he thought he could get away with it, or maybe just wanted to be more aggressive early on. But I feel that plus just Liquid executing better and having the better late game supports made the difference.
Yep. Well, that does it. Liquid take game 1. This is a best-of-3 series. Winner of this goes on to the winner bracket final, guaranteed top 3 and a lot of prize money, $25,000 up for stake in the WePlay Dota 2 playoffs. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, game 2 of Liquid vs Alliance will be live.